Story Species Story Medicine, Extra Strength. Ready to take your medicine with Gina Virginia Casella?
Species of medicine, open for the task. Extra strength is everything you'd ever ask. Many with the soil, many with the seed. Earth is a medicine for you and for me. Scrubbing off the tarnish, building up the trust. Honest little tales, rising from the rust. Truth is in the living, truth is in skin. Open up the portal, let the healing in. Extra strength, extra soul. Medicine to make us whole. Feel the rhythm, feel the pace. Every single space. Are you ready for the cure? Keep it steady, keep it pure. Extra strength.
Hey Dragon Dreamers, Gina Virginia Casella here, and I hope you loved our new intro just as much as I do. It's actually our new intro and outro for Story Species, Story Medicine, Extra Strength, and it was actually written, produced by one of our own Dragon Dreamers, Laura Ferguson. She also goes by her musician's name, Starseed Lolo. So I got it all planned out. We're going to have a very focused Story Species, Story Medicine, Extra Strength today. So the first thing I want to do is introduce Laura, and then I want to show you the last two posts on my Buy Me a Coffee. So let's get busy here. Laura Ferguson, there's so much to say about her. She's also going to be one of our speakers at our upcoming conference, Summer Days. But don't you worry, like I said, I got that all figured out here. Laura Ferguson, MBA. She's a devoted mom, wife, and an Air Force veteran. Like I said, under her musician name, Starseed Lolo. She writes and sings EDM, Latin, alternative, and hip-hop music. The Starseed Voice podcast focuses on ASMR sound healing. She channels on Michael Kopp's and Jennifer Taylor's podcasts. Laura also screenwrites. She's won 2 honorable mentions with The Entanglement, Planet X, and Mars at the Book Fest Awards just recently, this past spring, 2026. And Laura has also provided me, Gina Virginia Casella, with some of her own music in honor of the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective in the name of Project 30, Isis Unity Consciousness. Now, there's so much to say about Project 30, Isis Unity Consciousness. I've got Laura's link there in the Buy Me a Coffee, my Buy Me a Coffee as well, excuse me. But here's Laura's link. This one here is nice and short. It'll take you right to her site, and we're going to make it a point to go over that as well. Just before I bring Laura to the stage, 2 posts went out in my Buy Me a Coffee recently, and so I want to show you those. Let me put it on screen share. I know how now. Thank you to those who were tuning in last Wednesday or whatever it was. Okay, so screen share. Make sure I'm clicking on the right one. And okay, in theory, you should be able to see this. Here we go, add to the stage. Okay, that was the trick with screen share, okay? I like StreamYard, it's working out for me. Here's the link, you can save some money if you get it through me. So this is the post I'm talking about right here. This is my Buy Me a Coffee. This is what it looks like and sounds like. And if you go to posts, you'll find 2 recently featuring Laura Ferguson. So I really want to do Laura some justice here. Probably going to be a few minutes doing some justice here while Laura studiously waits in the back. And simultaneously, I'm used to having Julia in the chat, just making sure here that everything is showing that I want to show. Okay, perfect. All right, so this is huge news for the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective. It's huge news because I've been putting it out there. I've been asking people, if anybody has any music, if anybody dances anything and you want to contribute, please reach out. Well, finally, somebody responded to that call, and that was Laura Ferguson, Starseed Lolo. So there's a lot of hype right now going on in my Buy Me a Coffee, lots of hype going on in the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective Facebook group. Both are free to follow. While you're at it, join us right now. So this is a cut and paste. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to just read it for what it is. So this is a phenomenal reveal. We have a new passionate, upbeat intro, outro song with video for Story Species, Story Medicine, Extra Strength, which was created by one of our very own Dragon Dreamers, Laura Ferguson. Her musician name is Laura Starseed Lolo. So definitely show her some loving by visiting her social media links and let us know in the comments how much you love the intro, outro too. Thank you, Laura, so much for creating this. I love it. And I know the Soul Tribe will adore it too. And then there's some information on there about our upcoming conference, but I want to just scroll right down because these are the slides that I want you to see. This beautiful image here with the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective, all these trippy glowing mushrooms and glitteringness around it. That was all Laura's work. My name highlighted at the bottom, Gina Virginia Casella. So this one here, that's Laura, how she looks. And in the next post I want to show you, you'll see, here we go. You'll see a bit more information. Okay, summer days right here. Laura's going to be our featured speaker. And thank you to those who are tuning in because I'm just getting familiar with using screen share. Okay, this is basically a repeat, but what I want to do is also, so Laura, two things. One, she created the intro, outro, right? Well, she did it again. She created another song called The Dragon. We're going to listen to the whole thing, the beginning, middle, end, very shortly. And this song is going to be featured at the Summer Days Conference as one of our theme songs. And I have special permission to use it for one of my first 2 mini movies that I'm making. So behind the scenes, Jason H. and I are getting together. This morning we had a big meeting. We've met a couple times now. And so all of the pieces are coming together because all of my content based on my real life and my real dreams, half remembered and half misunderstood, of course, are all supposed to come together. And now they're coming together. And I have goosebumps talking about it. I wanted to make sure that I honored the original song I was using by Louis Zong, Ghost Duet. I really loved that song, but I was having a lot of issues with copyright content. And sometimes it's all about the timing. Somebody recently who was on my show, they couldn't post their content for the life of it because Ghost Duet, there's a problem with that. And so that next day literally was when I got Laura's final copy. So these next 2 slides, this is going to be Laura's presentation. Initially, Laura was the keynote speaker, but given all of this stuff that's going on, all the extras, I said, Laura, I can't have you as the keynote speaker. You need to be like a special guest or something like that. And you know what? Special guest, it just didn't sound important enough, to be honest. And so Laura's going to be the featured speaker. And Sheila, Spiral Sister Murray will fill in for the keynote. So again, it all had to do with the timing, right? So Laura's presentation, this is, of course, Saturday, June 13th, the Starseed template, We Are All Awakening. And I asked the presenters for a little description, and Laura's description was realization of awakening synchronicities. I can't wait for the conference. I also asked all the Dragon speakers for a special message, and Laura's special message is, imagine and create your reality. You manifest your dreams by taking action and following your highest passion. And if you want, you can click around here more. There's a schedule. You can find out exactly when Laura is presenting. This is all Eastern Standard Time, and the 2 videos are in there. So this is a really nice post that went out in my Buy Me a Coffee because it really highlights Laura, does her honor. This is a glimpse of what the last Story Species, Story Medicine was like. We've got all kinds of things to look forward to. And of course, the original song. So this was just really, truly phenomenal. The next thing that I want to share with you is, let me just check my notes here, is quickly the other Let me pull it up here. I want to show you the other Buy Me a Coffee. And hi to you who are tuning. Hi, Julia Anchor Haven. I was just wondering there where you were in the chat. Okay, I got something else I want to show you on screen share. And then I promise I'll bring Laura to the stage. Okay, I'm not one to make promises. But like I said, I got to do this girl some justice here, showing you her links. All right, so if you wanted to get a ticket for the conference, you just go to my Buy Me a Coffee. Oh, am I screen sharing this? Nope. Okay, there we go, screen sharing it. So just go to Buy Me a Coffee. You'll see there's a link called Shop. Anything that I'm selling outside of memberships will appear here. If you click on it, you'll see Laura highlighted in some of the images. So we'll just get to the ones with Laura. There's Laura there. And the speakers going from left to right, that's the order that they're going to be presenting. So Laura's going to be first. And Laura's actually, in addition to all of this, is providing us with some sound healing meditation using tuning forks. And so I'm really looking forward to that. There's Laura again highlighted. And I think that's the last of Laura, at least for this little bit here. Yes. All right, so now I'm going to bring Laura to the stage and we'll chat for a little bit. And then I'm looking forward to showing you her music. And those of you who are catching the replay, please leave us a comment, even in years from now, 40 years from now. We love to receive them. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to bring Laura Ferguson, returning guest, right here live on Story Species, Story Medicine, Extra Strength. Laura, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Gina?
I'm good. I feel like a motor mouth here trying to get it all in, remembering everything that I want to say. And people are coming in here in the chat. Hi, Nick. Good to see you here. And wow, where to start, right? Where to start? I wore the purple dress, right? I wore the purple dress that's in the video. So I actually had to go downstairs and find it because I put all my winter clothes away. And today's kind of cloudy, so it worked out. So those of you who have been following me, you know, I've been looking for somebody to collaborate with. It's a real dream come true to have somebody like Laura not only step in, but step up and allow me to have this permission. So Laura and I, we've been in constant communication, and I've just been enjoying the ride. And I asked Laura for something that was very dreamy sounding, that had like an electric guitar to it, and everything that I wanted, she was able to incorporate. And she's also letting me use another song called Dark Night of the Soul. So we'll make sure we highlight that and a few others as well. So how do you feel, Laura? Like finally, you've checked off the list, right? You've submitted this to me. Whew, it's over, it's done. What are your thoughts on the intro, outro? What are your thoughts on the dragon? I'll put myself on mute for a little bit here.
Can you hear me? You can? Okay. So the creative process was really fun and is really fun. And at first I had no idea what to do with the dragon and all that. I took a look at everything, you know, your whole brand, your whole website, the core of the dragon, the Dragon Soul Tribe, the podcast that you do, everything that I started listening to one of your books. So I'm enjoying it. And I think it's the one that's on Spotify. And so the embodiment of the dragon, I realize, is what some call our Kundalini energy, our Ka, our Prana, our Chi. It's our life force. And then I realized it's me, it's you, it's us. And what inspired part of that was Smaug from The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, because I read those books in high school. My mom actually gave me her books from the 1960s, and I read them in the 90s before it was popular and blew up. And so I really love Smaug the Dragon, and Cumberbatch plays his voice in the movie. And I actually went back and I watched it, and so that was a big inspiration. The dragon there and the dragon energy, you know, the mystical, like the fantasy, because those things do exist in places and other realities. You know, so we have infinite number of realities. such as the fourth dimension, which we are now in the lower fourth dimension from the third. And so we are able to now experience some of those entities, like the fae or the fairy, leprechauns, trolls, this kind of energy that we all have within us, because everything is a reflection of us. So that's really kind of to wrap it up with a little bow and kind of explain how the creative process worked. And then I asked my friend Carlos, who goes by Chuck 888, and my producer Charles to jump on the dragon, because I'm like, this definitely needs a guitar because it's electronic, and it just started out as a seed like that, which is fine, but the guitar just brings us to a whole nother level. And Carlos said it's like Maiden, meaning Iron Maiden. And I'm like, really? And then I went and listened to them. I'm like, it is like Iron Maiden. So it's something that I picture maybe one day being in like a fantasy movie, about dragons and mythical creatures. I don't know. What do you feel?
Yeah, and that's the thing, because you know what, like Laura and I, we don't even really know each other. We've just been kind of getting to know each other behind the scenes. And everything that Laura's talking about, those of you who know me, that's exactly what I talk about. The Dragon Dreams Oracle, the dragon being one, we're all connected. And it just really came together. And it's really cool too, because growing up, I watched movies and whatnot too about like The Boy and the Sword and that kind of stuff. But I don't have the background knowledge that Laura does. And so when I'm chatting with folks like Laura, it's always interesting when we know what we're talking about, even though somebody like me doesn't have the vocabulary to put to the categories, And so it's really special. And when it comes to the imagery, I think of things like a Gothic type imagery, and I had a hard time communicating that. And so it was just really in sync is what I'm trying to say. And going back to the timing of things, the timing for this really is really shining, because now that I have the music to work with, Jason H and I behind the scenes, Jason is also known as Missing Time 420. Jason and I behind the scenes can start looking like this here, right? So anyways, just looking at some comments here. Some of the comments I can delete. Some of them I can't here. I don't know what's going on here. But anyways, sometimes I get distracted here with StreamYard. Okay, there we go. Something else that I wanted to talk about was just like the colors and the images. I'll bring up this picture here. So this dragon here, when Laura sent me this image, I was like, yes, this is exactly what I'm picturing, because the dragon in my dreams and whatnot is so jet black that I thought, well, the dragon is purple, that I thought the dragon was black because it's so black. And now my dragon has transformed into an orange color. And so when Laura sent me this picture, it's all fiery and glowy looking. It just reminded me of an image that I couldn't image in my own mind, because it just exists in a state of timelessness. And we never talked about mushrooms or anything like that. But yeah, like the mushroom kingdom predates the plants and tree kingdom, right? And so in my dream series, everything is very primordial, very ancient. And so this is just so fitting. I clearly can't say enough about it, right? Like it's hard for Laura to get 2 cents in with me talking here. But let's keep moving on here, because I want to show you Laura's website and whatnot. And I'm excited that I could actually screen share and present stuff. So let me do that right now. I'm going to put it on screen share.
I have a question about your dress, Gina. Is your dress
velvet?
Sure. It looks
Hey,
velvet.
Can you turn it up a little bit? It's hard to hear you.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
Okay, what did you say?
I said, is your dress velvet?
It's some kind of imitation velvet. Yeah. I love all the smooth. Yeah, I love it. I'm one of those uniform people. So if it fits, I buy like the same thing in as many different colors as I can. So I got this one. in a few colors, and I got some sleeveless sparkling ones. And,
I love it.
you know, I've been having some fun playing around on Canva, and it's interesting the clothes that Canva will generate for me, like the AI. And then my purple dress is like, actually, it kept that image. And I thought, okay, you know what? If the AI is wanting me to wear the purple dress, then maybe I'll wear that purple dress, you know? And I noticed the AI, it's keeping the bottom of my hair brown and then the top of my hair like blacker. So in one image that I was playing with, I have like really big, beautiful Queen Sheba hair. It's all like crimped to the side. So I'm like, yes, I like this because that's all part of the Dragon Dreams book series too, is like the AI world merging with all these other worlds, right? So
I love it. I love it because one of the lyrics has the word velvet in it. You know, actually, it's the chorus about the dragon waiting in the velvet night. And I was like, that's perfect. Her dress is velvety, and purple's my favorite color, not because it's, you know, crown chakra. I've always loved purples, and then blues, which are, you know, purple in them. So I wanted to ask about that. And yes, I love like the whole goddess look. I love the gothic, you know, theme, and I have plenty of crystals. I wanted to show you my giant citrine, which comes from you know, one of many that I have from, you know, straight from a crystal mine in Arizona, because living in California, we had quartzite crystal mine there, and by Southern California, some friends went there, and I'm like, yeah, I have too many crystals probably to count, but you know, I was called to bring the citrine, and I don't know why, but it's here.
Yeah, well, it's pretty huge, you know, for whatever reasons it needed to be with you right now to absorb and help balance all of this. Probably because I'm too hyper because of everything. Before we went live, I was telling Laura I was dancing around. I was all hyper, and now I'm like, need to calm and ground it out here. Yeah, it's nice when you can get your crystal straight from the mind like that, you know. I used to like when I used to get my crystals, I was getting the crystal balls. Now I just whatever natural form they're in is how I receive them, you know. But my shamanic one, it was Laura was commenting on my Facebook about it. Honestly, I didn't want to buy this when I did my shamanic training. I was advocating the shaman is the tool, the number one tool, right? Because what about if I lost my tools? Oh, now I can't do my work. You know what? This was the only thing that they emphasized. They don't use like forbidden language, and they said it was forbidden not to use one of these because then the entity could go in you. You could be sick for days, throwing up. So this was like something that they really mentioned. And the other thing that was forbidden was like in between clients, I need to make sure that I go through a little process and clean it out. But yeah, like once you get talking, right, it's hard to stop. So that's the thing. Like you have somebody like Laura with all kinds of talents and interesting things to chat about. Where do you start, right? Like I know Laura's going to be a returning guest on multiple occasions, but let's have a look at the website because there's lots to look at. So I'll just put it on screen share. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat. We will definitely get to those. Okay, let me make sure that I add to stage. Okay. So here's Laura's website. It's nice and tidy. There it is there. The first one, Spotify, I'm going to click on it. You can see her audiobook. You just click on it. It's awesome. It's very convenient. She's got channeling and ASMR. There's more of that. All of her links, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It goes on and on and on. So make sure you like and subscribe to all of Laura's stuff. Right here, you can listen right now, which we're going to do. And here it is. As you can see, I've already liked and added all the music to my stuff. I really love the song Dum Dum. That's the song that I was breaking it down to earlier. So keep an eye out. Make sure you just follow this whole playlist. I'm going to click on Dark Night of the Soul. We won't play the whole song, but just to give people an idea. But I do want to play the whole dragon song, which you'll hear shortly. Here we go. Oh, and karaoke, we can sing with it. Oh, it's not going to let me play it? Okay, that's okay. I have a backup plan. Okay, if it's not going to let me play that, then I'm going to screen share my Spotify.
It's also on YouTube for those, if you have to go to YouTube, that one.
For Dark Night of the Soul?
Yeah, there's a lyrics video on YouTube under my YouTube as well.
Cool. Okay, well, why don't we just do that for the sake of doing it? Okay, so let me put it on screen share. And this is fun because on Story Species, Story Medicine, I like to be very organized, but this is one of those special occasions where we're doing just this. We're having fun clicking around with technology. Okay. Dark Night of the Soul. It's already there. I've been listening to it on Spotify. Okay. Starseed. Hello.
And this one is very special to me, Gina, because it was based on basically the first stage of awakening, which is a Negretto stage, which Dr. Carl Jung speaks about. And Negretto, meaning either black in Latin or black or dark in Spanish, is the first stage of awakening because you have the largest potential when you are feeling the opposite of your potential. And, you know, it's something that we all go through. A lot of people call it midlife crisis and things like that. And so Dark Night of the Soul is a positive way of alchemizing your spiritual awakening or whatever you call it, or your depression, or, you know, that first stage of awakening, because it is actually a positive, because it shoots your trajectory from, you know, down here to way up here in your potential, as long as you follow your highest passion. And so that's what and, you know, we call it in the community Dark Night of the Soul because of that. But, you know, there's a lot of people outside of, you know, the spiritual community that they're like, Dark Night of the Soul, what's that? Because, you know, my husband doesn't really follow meditation and stuff like that. He's like, what's Dark Night of the Soul? Like, he didn't know. So it's just kind of like educating with a little story about it and spinning it off.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing that. And you know what? It's all about the timing and synchronicity. Because at some point I was going to talk about looshing a bit more, which maybe now is a good time. But looshing, like the actual story to the side, what ends up happening is that the children get killed and the looshers feast on the energy, right? But the thing is that when it's all over and done with and the looshers leave, I'm sitting there, I don't know what to do, right? Like this thing, just the scene unfolded, and then the Grim Reaper's chatting with me, and we talk about the predation cycle, and we talk about how like the looshers, like they weren't coming in and making the children suffer or anything like that. They came in, they killed, they got the job done. It was over, right? And we talk about how like everybody, even us, we require energy. And at one point, the Grim Reaper and I, who's also known as the Cosmic Custodian, we start laughing and we realize that we're feeding each other. And so just exactly like you described, like by the time the story ends, like it's like, well, do you still hate the looshers? Am I a loosher feeding off of people's laughter, just a different kind of energy? And it's like this alchemy that goes with it, right? So so that's really powerful. Let me put it on screen share here, bring that up. I'll mute myself. And I know Laura and I, from our perspective, it might sound choppy, but everybody else can hear it. Okay. And here it is right here.
In the
Okay, it's playing.
Yeah, it is. This is my favorite part.
Me too.
I put the pieces of you away like a bad dream. I left you behind.
So, I know I said I wasn't going to play the whole thing, but right, might as well finish listening to it. Yeah? Yeah, let's listen to the rest of it.
Up to you.
I'm struggling with life. It's a choice. In the here and now, I have a voice. I put the pieces of you away like a bad dream. I left you behind. I'm unique. I love me for me. Do you?
I love that. And I love the way it ends, right? Like, you know, I'm unique, do you? And just all I have to say are good things about it. And wow, right? Wow. So we have another song to listen to as well. This is the one. I closed the link. Let me put it back up. The Dragon song. Oh, I know. That's
yeah.
okay.
The Dragon song is also on YouTube if that's easier to go back there.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Me and my organization, I was organized, but then I put an X on the link. So, okay. So I'm going to share screen just because it's fun to share screen. And hi, For Me. I see you there in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Sharing screen here. Right here, the dragon. Okay, we're going to listen to the whole thing and I won't talk. Okay, so a good 4 minutes. Oh, And I just want to make sure I'm getting it right at the beginning. And why don't I remove myself from this stage so it's just Laura and the song on this stage? And I'll be back after.
In the shadow of the mountainside, where the ancient spirits like to hide, I feel the chill of a ghostly breath, dancing on the edge of life and death. Oh, the dragon waits in the velvet night, scales of obsidian, eyes of light, a mighty power from the depths below, watching as the embers start to glow. Whispers echo through the hollow hall, ghostly figures leaning against the wall. They tell the tales of a fire and bone, of the kingdom built on a dragon's throne. Oh, the dragon waits in the velvet night, scales of obsidian, eyes of light, a mighty power from the depths below, watching as the embers start to glow. Through the smoke and through the fire, rising higher, rising higher, rising happy into me, wings of shadow on flame, calling out the ancient name, calling out the ancient name. The dragon flies, a spirit cries beneath the dark and heavy skies. Eternal flame in the hollow stone, never truly let go, never truly left alone, never truly left alone.
So as you can see, when you start listening to Laura's music, it gets addicting, right? And
Ever wanted to start your own
Villainize, that's another one of my favorite songs. Oops, where did you go? Okay, I thought I closed you down there for a moment. Villainize is another favorite song. I love ghosty kind of woo noise, and Villainize is full of that. So check out Laura's Spotify. Let us know which song you love. And Laura, I closed down your website there, but you offer services. So if somebody wanted to approach you, contact you, and ask you to create a song for them, how would they go about that? I think you were charging a flat rate these days. You have a new policy. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So if they want a song, whether it's exclusive to them or not exclusive, meaning that I would release it in the mainstream on all my music platforms. If they want it just to be exclusive, that would probably cost $300 because the song is only for their channel or whatever they want to use it for. If it's not exclusive and it's something that I'm going to release and do all that, then it's going to be $150. And that's really what most people do. Same thing with collaborations. If you do music as well, rapping, singing, play instruments, producing, that kind of thing, same thing, it's $150, but plus royalties, because then we're splitting, any, royalties that come in from that or potential royalties in perpetuity. So that's that part. I am also on BandLab. BandLab is an app, and same handle as like most of my channels, Starseed Lolo Music. And BandLab is actually a social media for music artists and enthusiasts. And we actually have a free studio function within that. And that's where we normally upload, like how it normally works is we will normally make a baseline foundation, like AI track. And then we will go and add, like guitar and instruments, and then add the actual singing called dubbing over that. And so I really like having the AI voice as a guide. A lot of them actually sound real now, because I do a lot of electronic like hip hop or electronic Latin or electronic, like this style, like a rock gothic thing. And so normally it starts out with the core electronic song, and then that's how we kind of rework it.
That is amazing. So make sure if you want something like that, you got a little taste of it today with me. Just think about what else Laura can do for you. And I think it's the coolest thing because it's really important for me that, because I didn't want anything to do with AI initially, right? I'm like, this is biological driven, but in the Dream series, AI, like anything that's made out of metal, the walls, the nails, the filling in my tooth is sentient, right? And so there's a need to have AI as part of this. And then when Laura was explaining to me what she was going to do, I was like, yes, that's perfect, because she showed me a little sample, but then it's Laura's real voice that you hear. And then Carlos, it's him actually playing the guitar, and then Laura had to put that on top of it and get rid of the other like artificial type noises. And so this whole collaboration, this isn't something that, you just whip up over the weekend. There's multiple parties involved, and just like anything, it's a bit of a process. And so definitely reach out to Laura Ferguson. Again, her musician name is Starseed Lolo. I just have two more quick things to show you. And then I know Laura loves channeling. If you want to do that, we can do that next, or take other questions, whatever Laura wants to do here. But let me put it on screen share because I got my two other links here. In theory, I'm organized. This is a quick link here. So, okay, this is a link. Oh, I forgot to bring it to the stage. Okay, there we are. This here is just a quick link of all my shows that I have on Story Species, Story Medicine. And you can find Laura in here. There's number 18. This show right now that we're doing is number 19. And I also put in celebration because there was, I don't add all the shorts to this, but I did add one. So you just click on this here, and then you can find me and Laura chatting away, celebrating her book. So thanks for let me show you that. The other thing that I want to show you is I have a special playlist. It's on my YouTube and it's on my Spotify, and it's called Currency from the Heart. And I totally forgot to tell Laura about it. I just told her about it before we went live because I haven't added anybody in a while. So about a year ago, when I was first getting a bit more in tune with tagging and that kind of stuff, I thought, you know what, when I'm promoting myself on Facebook, then how do I honor these people? Because I'm not paying for the music. I get to use their music. It's part of the Facebook program. But the intention is that any music that I use to promote, I add it to the Currency of the Heart, Dragon Dream, Soul Tribe Collective Spotify playlist. So this is what it looks like and sounds like. And you can see Laura's two songs here. We've got the intro, outro for Story Species, Story Medicine. And then we've also got the Dragon. So those are just phenomenal. And then Dark Night of the Soul, I'm going to have to add that too, which I'll add that to that, because Dark Night of the Soul is going to be used for the second Dragon movie. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be really awesome. And if anybody out there listening wants to provide the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective with music, or maybe you just play the piano and you want to hear Laura do something with this, like everybody is open. You'd be surprised, pleasantly surprised how open people are. And it's just really great to collaborate, especially when it's within our community. And so thank you, Laura. I really appreciate it. Laura's probably tired of me by now. But we still have the conference to get through, and then you'll be done with me for a little bit.
You're funny. No, I'm happy to do so. And, everything is in divine timing. Nothing is a coincidence. So the dragon and the intro song was meant to be born and meant to be played and heard everywhere. And I'm happy to add it to the repertoire. It's, it's magical, literally. Like I just pictured Smaug and the Hobbit. So anyway, there you go.
Yeah, it's really awesome. So what do you want to do now, Laura? I mean, it's already almost been an hour. That's how, I'm glad I was focused because, check off list. I got through everything I wanted to do. But now I'm curious, what do you want to do? Would you like to slip into some channeling, or do you want to take general questions from the chat? Let us know.
Yeah, let's do some channeling. The ant people want to talk to us.
Okay. So
okay
I'll let Laura transition. And if anybody has any questions, you just put them in the chat. And Laura, you let us know when you're ready. Or if the ant people want to just start randomly talking. And for me to be me for, I enjoy listening. Thank you for that. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Don't forget about my channel too, okay, Dragon Dreamers? Hit the subscribe button, like my stuff too. And make sure you show Laura some love. And if anybody has questions for the ant people, put them in the chat. And I'll just be quiet for a moment so Laura can transition.
Okay, let's just get it a little darker in here. That's another reason why I have it kind of dark in here, is to be able to transition into channeling. All right, I'll do a very short sound healing and get into it. Oh, and I'm up for about 30 minutes, if that sounds good with you. Or maybe less, whichever works.
I'll keep an eye at the time so you don't have to worry about it.
Yep, as I got another podcast with Mr. Michael at 4 Eastern. And people are here to speak with you today.
Okay. Thank you, ant people, for being here. Any special messages for us?
Yes, we would like to discuss the emotion you call anger. We do feel emotions, however, we process them differently. And that is because we are generally fifth dimensional beings or higher with the option to experience a body. When we experience a body, we describe anger as a feeling to tell yourself and be a compass that this is not you. This is not what you prefer. Anything beyond about 15 seconds of your time of anger goes into judgment. From 0 to 15 seconds of anger, this is a normal time frame. Anything beyond that time frame does get into the judgment, blaming, guilt, shaming, whatnot. Therefore, it is very important to process it quickly and to note that it is your compass telling you what is not you.
Yes. 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 That's very powerful, ant people, because that is in alignment with how a lot of us dragon dreamers are feeling, you know. We're not in right relationship with community, and then those exact feelings of jealousy and anger are coming into play. So I'm wondering, the ant people, what are your thoughts about the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective and all of this bridging and merging of movies and books and Oracle, and now the biological one known as Laura is involved? And I mean, I know I find it to be phenomenal, but the ant people are part of this too because it involves everybody. So what do the ant people have to say about this process that's unfolding?
It's a beautiful story, like a film strip that is replaying an infinite loop of the universal energy consciousness, except for the experiential time frame and feeling of it and experience of it in general are higher frequencies upon higher frequencies, which means serve your purpose. Your purpose is to be you and nothing else. However this looks, the universe has infinite, unconditional love and supporting you. From anyone who is like Mother Teresa all the way to serial killers, everything is part of the all. And yes, we've heard you say, and have heard Laura, aka Starseed Lolo, say as well, that everything is part of consciousness. Even a rock on the ground, even the ground itself, even the air, everything is part of the same potential particles of energy and energy in itself. It's like the poet Rumi, and we are paraphrasing and saying that you are one particle of sand of the beach and also part of the whole beach, or as Laura says in her book, I am the storm and the eye of the storm. That is why she gets annoyed when there are several quote-unquote spiritual posts that are saying, escape the matrix. There is no escaping the matrix because you are the matrix. How can you escape yourself when your purpose is to be yourself?
Yes, I love that. Thank you for that message. That's very, very important information to be reiterating. I wonder too, the ant people, I don't get hung up on categories, but one of my dear spirit guides, his name is Manus, and he presents as a praying mantis. And I was wondering if you knew him, and if you do, any thoughts, and if you don't, that's okay.
Just from afar, we know that he is a different color, changes colors. He's a shapeshifter. He's one of your very ancient spirit guides whom you are connected to because you are connected to the mantis beings. We knew you were going to say mantis, and it's almost as if he has a nickname as Manti or Manny. And he's very jovial, very playful. We see him laughing right now. He's been your spirit guide from whence you were a small child, at least when you were first aware of him. But of course, you are aware of him in other realities and have the soul contract and agreement to have him around you in this lifetime. He is almost like a brother and another reflection of you. Does this help?
Yes, that does help. It reinforces things I already know, and then it also just gives me more insight too about how long we've been together, because he is like my brother. And in a past life, I was a man. Most of my past lives, I was masculine. And there's a beautiful story about Manus and I, who we were like brothers. We weren't, but we were like brothers. And I ended up being like the bad guy. And he prayed for me a lot. And it's a beautiful story captured in the Dragon Dreams. There's question/comment here for you. One of our Dragon Dreamers is admitting to rage, mainly what was done against the feminine voice. Is there another way to transmute this better? What's a better way to transmute rage?
Any mirror that is showing itself to you is something that is generally unresolved, meaning you not have to, but should deal with it. And it's your higher self who is in essence testing you over and over and over and over again. And sometimes this causes ruminating thoughts, and ruminating thoughts lead to more trauma and staying in this trauma. It is up to you to release the trauma. It does not mean that you are not honoring it, and you are not empathing it, and you are not in love and in care with this trauma. It just merely means that you alchemize it and transform it into something from darkness to light. That is all it means. As far as divine feminine, there have been perceptions in certain dimensions of Gaia Earth and other versions of Gaia Earth, which you are probably unaware of because there are infinite numbers of Gaia Earth in different dimensions. And a lot of people have called it hell or prison Earth because of that. It is not. This is actually one of the quote unquote higher frequential states of Gaia 2.0, as a lot of people say. And it is really up to you how best to deal with your quote unquote trauma, because in our trauma, or as some say, shadow work, we don't really use this term. Shadow work is working through it, feeling it, and releasing it. This includes any forgiveness of anything that was done to you, because what was done to you on a higher level, in the oversoul level on up, was agreed to, because we all have free will. Does this make sense?
Yes. Yes, that makes sense. Thank you. I feel like something us humans really struggle with is letting go when people do us harm and rising above. That's absolutely for sure. Can the ant people provide us with insight about locations here on Earth? I hear so many stories about ant people living underground. What are you doing underground? Who are you collaborating with? What's your purpose? How do we fit in?
Generally, the ant peoples love the desert regions of the southwest of the United States and whatnot, which is why you correctly see us with antennae being drawn and have been drawn on cave dwellings in the southwestern by the Hopis and Shoshones and other tribal and non-tribal members who have been helped by the ant people during destructions and whatnot. We do prefer these kind of regions because it is more cohesive to our interdimensional travel and cities. It is interdimensional, therefore you would have to be in a certain frequential state to experience it in the physical, which is why we also love Mars as well, because Mars, which does have SSP bases on it, by the way, above ground, below ground, we have super colonized Mars, Earth, a little less. However, these are generally the regions which we prefer. We have some super colonies under Giza Plateau as well. However, our preference in our current state, when we have physical bodies, are generally under the desert, the temperature-controlled environment, the super colony. We have CFCs that we actually use via our skin to smell. Therefore, we know when there's an invader in the colony, even if it's another ant being, which does not belong.
I was just thinking about the senses, and then you commented on the sense of smell through the skin. That's really cool because the skin is the largest organ. And I was wondering about food consumption. Do you consume, like, do you breathe food in from the skin as well, and nutrients? Like, could you walk in the forest, for example, and get nutrients from the trees, just being around trees, for example?
Yes, more so water on that end for the H2O. We can and do absorb water, although your smaller ants have very hard shells. We are a bit different in that we are very tall, 6 to 7 feet. We are not the smaller, very, very distant cousins that you know of the small ants. We do have their strength where we can pick up 50 times or more. We don't normally absorb nutrition as far as food through our skin. This is more so like the grays, that if they absorb anything, it's through their skin. We still have solid food if we would like to. It's more of a choice at this point, but more of the absorption of the fresh air for the water, yes.
That's very fascinating. Thank you. We have time for just one more question. And the question is, what about licking salt or licking rocks? Because I've heard beautiful stories of ant people and other folk helping indigenous folk long ago eat, and my understanding is that's what they ate. They licked the minerals and salts, and I'm wondering, did you folks do that? Do you still do that?
Yes, in part. We use the minerals and salt minerals to stabilize, or as you say, electrolytes, just like you do as well. And we saw thousands of years ago that the humans needed assistance in this nutrient of the salt deficiencies. And we showed them how to mine the salt and how to dry it out from the waters and the salt lakes.
Wow, that's very fascinating. And do you have a favorite salt, or is there a mineral that you miss that isn't around anymore, or something like that?
We live in Salt Lake City area. We also love sea salt. Anything that is organic in a salt content that is not iodized is what we prefer.
Oh, that is amazing. Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you, Ant People, and I know other Dragon Dreamers in the chat have as well. But the lovely Laura is popular today and needs to be going on to somebody else's podcast, so she'll have to come back to us. Thank you so much for chatting with us, Ant People. And Laura is back to back, right? So if you want to have Laura on your show, plan in advance. I think it's every Tuesday weekly. She channels on Michael Kopp's show, so that's where she's going to be going right after this. Really can't thank Laura enough. I'll show you her picture here again, just while she's transitioning out of that. Starseed Lolo, Laura Ferguson, returning guest, and we're going to have Laura back lots more times. And you can look forward to seeing Laura Saturday, June 13th at our Summer Days conference. It's going to be phenomenal. And something I'm looking forward to is the outro, because we get to hear the song again, created by Starseed Lola, Laura Ferguson. All of her information is there. Make sure you buy her stuff, show her some loving. And Laura also has an oracle now too. So there's so much coming out, right? So much coming out, all about the timing. So welcome back, Laura. Thank you so
Hi,
much
Gina.
for your time today. Thank you for all your medicine, all your sharing. And have a great time on Michael's show. I got to do homework behind the scenes. Otherwise, I would tune into that. But really, thank you for having you here today, and for taking the time to channel the Ant People for us. Really enjoyed that.
Thank you, Gina, and thank you for honoring my music. Thank you for honoring everything with the Dragon Dreamers, and from the Ant People to everyone, unconditional love and peace. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time, Laura. Have fun with Michael later on. If you want to keep the party going, hop on over to Michael Kopp's Riding Through the Unknown. Make sure you like all of Laura's links there. And thank you for participating in the chat today. Well, folks, that's it for today. Enjoy the outro. It's hopefully I'm not... I've been posting it like just wildfire on my Facebook, on my YouTube every day. So I'm going to tone it down a little bit now. And I'm looking forward to playing the intro outro every Tuesday right here on Story Species, Story Medicine. And you know what? When you share your story, you share your medicine. And when you receive a story, you receive medicine. And, you know, each of us, I always say this, each of us is a Pachamama, a Mother Earth in our own right. Walking, talking trees we are, right? We're beaver dams, filters of the earth. And so I was just thinking about like the Ant People and how they were basically reinforcing that too. And so just means a lot to me. Lots of little connections in my own little Gina head that I'm making. So let me know in the comments what connections you're making. I'd love to hear them even in 40 years from now. All right, Dragon Dreamers, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Story Species Story Medicine Extra Strength. Ready to take your medicine with Gina Virginia Casella?
Species of medicine, open for the task. Extra strength is everything you'd ever ask. Many with the soil, many with the seed. Earth is a medicine for you and for me. Scrubbing out the tarnish, building up the trust. Honest little tales, rising from the rest. Truth is in the living, truth is in skin. Open up the portal, let the healing in. Extra strength, extra soul, medicine to make us whole. Feel the rhythm, feel the pain.
with you.